realized this morning I haven't given a long COVID update forever and ever. Sometimes I talk about my fibromyalgia, but the long COVID, well, COVID messed with my brain basically. When you get COVID, it will go to different parts of different people's bodies. It's like in some ways where you're most susceptible. Some people it goes to their lungs. Some people it just affects different things. And for me, it went into my brain. And in some ways, I am better. In other ways, I'm not better at all. In fact, sometimes I feel like I am worse. So, just a little update. I've always been somebody who's been really quick and intelligent. I taught myself to read when I was 2. I got straight A's. I got A pluses when I was in college. I graduated with honors. I've always been one of those people that kind of 2 steps ahead of everybody else. A mind like a steel trap, they'd say, where I never forgot anything and was able to handle a lot of information at the same time and keep a lot in my head that other people couldn't remember. Well, since I got COVID in 2022, that's changed. And to me, it feels like it's getting worse in some ways. And so what I deal with now is, of course, when I'm doing a lot of thinking, it wears my whole body out, which I don't know if you know that. It's cognitive effort, emotional effort, and physical effort, which will wear you out and tire you out. I have trouble remembering things. Like I bought our family word finding advent calendars, and I have them all in there, and then I forget to get them together to have the advent calendars. I buy games that I intend to play with them, and it's not that I don't want to, it's that I completely forget about it. I have trouble following directions and things that I never did. Like last week, I did this new thing, cooking, and it was only supposed to take me an hour, and it took me 5 hours because I had a little trouble reading the directions and my brain was tired, and I would start reading it and then I couldn't follow it, and I finally got it done. Didn't make too many mistakes, but it took me 5 hours. And then sometimes when I will cook some recipe that I've been cooking my whole life that I've got memorized, I will look it up and then I'll read it, and then by the time I get to the bottom, I forgot what I read. Or I read it and then I turn away and then I can't remember, and I'll read it and turn away. And I'll sit there, start saying out loud to my half a cup, half a cup, half a cup. And then sometimes I'll still get the measurement wrong. It's really, really, really frustrating to me because I really like to bake. And so I just really have to have the recipe there and going back and forth, which just isn't like me at all. I have trouble word finding. Sometimes it's worse than others. Sometimes I can retrieve the word after some effort. Sometimes I can't, and I'm just basically playing charades like this, and the person I'm talking to is always looking at me like, what? And they can't figure it out. But when you're going like this, I mean, who knows what that is? Who knows what that is? I have trouble reading when I'm tired. I can't read as long as I used to. It takes me a long time to get through a book. And I can't listen to 2 things at one time. Like if I'm listening to music and someone tries to talk to me, I have to turn the music off and I have to say, wait. And then I turn off the music or something, and then I can listen to them. And even then, sometimes it just takes my brain some time to catch up to what the heck they're talking about. And sometimes I just can't completely follow them. Loud noises and confusion will get to me. It's like I didn't even try to go to our church Christmas party because I knew it'll be in a gymnasium, so there'll be lots of echoing. There'll be a lot of kids, a lot of, running around and happy noises and everything and people talking. and I knew I couldn't handle that, so I didn't even try to go. I am best when I go to places that are quiet, and if I need to go shopping at a quiet time of day. If I accidentally end up someplace where it's noisy, then I'm just like, oh. That's why I do like all my grocery shopping with Walmart Plus home delivery. That has totally changed the game with that, and it saves us money too. So that's been a real game changer. It's really hard for me to plan ahead. Like, I keep wanting to plan what I'm gonna do on my YouTube videos ahead, and I can't seem to do it. And even if I manage to do it, it's not a good plan. So I do have to do what they don't recommend, which is to just kind of one at a time. I'm doing a video. I did try taking a break from YouTube for like 2 months. I thought, well, maybe I just need a rest. I was feeling kind of discouraged, but I found what happened was that I started to feel depressed, and it was actually working against me with my brain, because my brain really needs to have the activity or the little bit of challenge. And I like editing. I like talking to you guys. I can edit out my stumbles, which I do. So sometimes it's worse than others. I'm going to try not to edit this one hardly much, because I want you to see hardly much, edit much, hardly at all, but not edit hardly much. That's just wrong. So let's see. What else was I going to tell you? Sometimes when I get up, I still stumble, which I had shown you before. So I haven't stumbled and fallen for a long time, but if I'm sitting for a while, I get up, and my left leg always pretty much wants to collapse, and then I have to catch myself. But I'm good at catching myself. I have a really kind of strange walk, and I have fractured my left heel 3 times since the summer without knowing why. And so right now it's in the process of trying to recover from another fracture. And then if it gets better, then my podiatrist is going to look at my walking to see if there's something he can do, because my calcium levels are fine, and he has to be taking vitamin D and K, which helps the recovery of the bones. But he thinks it might be the walking, but I just know my gait is off since that happened. So if you don't know about that, you can go back and you can see the video where I show video where I could hardly walk, and every once in a while I'll do that funny twitching, but not often, thank heavens. I would say the most consistent thing is that I get up and it's always my left leg kind of wants to collapse, but thankfully I can catch myself. Sometimes it's like hard to drive. I don't drive very far, and the reason it's hard to drive is not because I'm dangerous, but because it scares the heck out of me. I can go and get my granddaughter, know exactly how to get there and where to get there and how to do it in a way that the other cars won't scare me. And so that works out fine, but like I had to take her over to this Maverick last week, and I was fine on the way back. I was fine on the way there, but on the way back, somebody came up in the other lane and they were going really fast, and I didn't expect them to be there. So I just really jumped, and then I couldn't really get over it. So I was almost panicky, and I had to talk my way home. And I was just like, I can't do that anymore. I can't do that anymore, because I just don't take things so easily in stride the way I used to. I do puzzles. I'm working on a puzzle over here. I do puzzles a lot more than I used to, because I'm trying to do things that will, keep my brain working. But it takes me a lot longer to do a puzzle than it used to, just to see the piece and to finally notice the colors, to really see the colors, which is really weird, because I used to actually have a design company, and I could instantly see colors and remember colors in a way that other people couldn't. So that's a little strange, but what you gonna do? What you gonna do? So I just get tired when I'm doing a lot. but I can talk. I could talk pretty much other than the word finding stuff, you know. But it really helps me to talk to you guys. So, but 2024 was a hard year for me for a number of reasons. And sometimes it came out in my videos, and I have a goal from now and in 2025 that even if I'm having a bad time, that maybe I won't talk about it so much, that I'll be more optimistic, because I do feel optimistic. I do feel happy about my life. And I might share sometimes where things are, and maybe that it's not easy, but I don't want it to be the focus. I want my life, my happy life, and the things I'm doing around. And on this channel, it'll be just kind of my thoughts and observations about life. Like my last video was about the boomers. People are mad at the boomers, and I'm a boomer. And so I talked about it. And I just think we ought to all get along, basically. So if you want to go watch that, that would be cool. But if you don't know, if you're on this channel that's talking about life, I have another channel where I do like kind of the action things of my life. And sometimes I share, you know, how I'm dealing with different challenges and able to still clean my home or things like that. And you may find that interesting, and I'll link to that in the description. But that is the long COVID thing. I had COVID the first time in 2022, and that's when I got long COVID. I've never been the same since that one. I've had it twice since. The first time I got Paxlovid, and that actually helped improve me for a while. Then I got COVID again. I didn't have Paxlovid because I didn't even realize I had it until toward the end, and then it kind of messed me up again. What am I gonna say? So, but life is still good. It's good. I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot, and it's always good to learn a lot and to learn to be compassionate and empathetic to other people, and I think that the situation has. So if you've experienced long COVID or COVID and have long-lasting symptoms, what are your symptoms? Or do you know somebody? I'd love to hear from you, because it's just nice sometimes to know that you're not alone and other people still are dealing with it, but we can still, you know, try to have a good life and not let it get us all down, because, you know, it is what it is. It just is what it is. And I hope I see you again next time. Bye.